Power protein principle number 5. Build your meal around protein. To keep it simple, Dr. Lehman suggests start creating your meal with protein. Then fill with fiber such that the carb portion doesn't exceed the protein portion. Just this simple approach alone will make a huge difference in your well-being and longevity. Now, if you're using an app to count calories or track protein, most apps weigh items raw. And since meat can shrink during cooking, you may want to factor that in if you're watching calories, as eating less helps us feel good too. We want the benefits of satisfying amino-rich foods and fiber without the extra calories. This is one of the cornerstones of our cooking together: plants and proteins. Power protein principle number 6. Protein satisfies and curbs cravings. Eating protein fills us up, leaving us feeling satisfied, satiated, with fewer food cravings, less binging and snacking, eating less, fewer unwanted calories, and a leveling off of insulin spikes that contribute to chronic disease. Carbs crave carbs. Proteins satisfy. You can eat an entire bag of Oreos or chips without thinking twice, right? But it's pretty hard to crave a second plate of a amino-rich, nutrient powerhouse shredded beef shank. That's why I show you how to make 5 different versions of protein-packed meat braises in the cooking course, a weekly staple in our home. Power protein principle number 7. Use your muscles every day. Dr. Peter Attia, renowned in the field of longevity, says, quote, "Exercise is the most important modifiable behavior we have for health span. No drug can do what exercise can for longevity." Resistance training or strength training plays a crucial role in maintaining and preserving lean muscle tissue as we age. When combined with adequate protein intake, we can preserve muscle, manage weight, and benefit metabolism. I do some form of cardio and resistance training every day, and I've done a great deal of experimenting and research on this. But I'm not a personal trainer, so please consult with a qualified fitness professional to design a program that's best for you. Power protein principle number 8. Eating protein helps minimize the harmful effects of carbohydrates. As we age, we become more susceptible to chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and Alzheimer's. These conditions are often linked to overall sugar and refined carbohydrate intake. Maintaining and building muscle mass plays a crucial role in balancing insulin sensitivity, because muscles are one of the primary mechanisms for utilizing glucose in the body. Muscle is really your only flexible user of glucose. While other bodily processes have predetermined glucose usage, about 100 grams of carbohydrates daily, muscles have the capacity to use more. Many adults consume around 300 grams of carbohydrates daily, which to effectively utilize this amount of carbs, one would need 3 hours of intense exercise every day. Without this exercise, the excess glucose must be stored as fat. Although the efficiency of protein utilization declines with age, the capacity to respond to protein intake remains. Current thinking in the field suggests that if the dietary protein requirement is set at about twice the minimum recommended daily allowance, a 65-year-old can experience muscle protein synthesis similar to that of a 20-year-old. And protein requirements are not an absolute number, not a percentage of calories. The average adult needs 125 grams of protein per day, regardless of calorie intake. So if caloric intake decreases for weight loss purposes, protein intake should remain the same. Falling below 100 grams of protein per day leads to a decline in metabolic effects and promotes the aging process. But the good news, we are empowered to make these changes, and the fact that you're here means you're already doing it. Awareness is the agent of change, as you hear me say many, many times in our cooking course together. Just remind yourself you are doing it. Be patient, be kind, and let's cook together to make eating nutrient-rich foods a way of life. Now, for those who like to drill down just a bit more, here is one more bonus power protein principle. I call it the mighty mTor, mammalian targeted rapamycin, also known as mTor. It's a protein that serves two important functions. Number one, your body requires it for muscle building and energy because it senses the presence of nutrients, especially certain amino acids, and it helps assemble proteins, the essential cellular building blocks. Number two, mTor is necessary for activating autophagy, a cellular process responsible for cleaning up our cells, similar to a recycling and garbage disposal system in our bodies. mTor is required to build muscle, but also, if you overactivate it and don't give it a break, it won't be able to go into its second important function of recycling old and damaged cells, basically keeping our house in order. So, mTor plays a critical role in building cells and cleaning cells. Balance between these two processes is vital to our health and longevity. Think of mTor as the general contractor of the cell. It basically has its finger in every major process. So, we want to eat meals with 30 to 50 grams of amino-rich proteins to activate mTor, to build and maintain muscle. But we don't want to snack or eat protein all day, or the body won't be able to go into cleanup and repair mode. Again, it's about balance. Another cornerstone of our cooking course together. There they are, what I call my power protein principles. They're bullet points for strength, vitality, and weight control. They also help point me in the direction to a longer, healthier life. Number one, eat 125 grams of amino-rich proteins each day. Number two, know that 4 grams of chicken is not 4 grams of protein. Number three, eat foods with the amino acid leucine. Number four, eat at least 30 grams of amino-rich protein for your first meal of the day. Number 5, build your meal around protein to make life easier. Number 6, proteins satisfy and help curb cravings so we eat less. Number 7, use your muscles every day. Number 8, eating protein helps minimize the harmful effects of carbohydrates. And our bonus power protein principle, the mighty mTor. I hope you found this helpful. I know it's helped me a great deal in building back my strength and vitality after a serious health scare a number of years ago. The doctor discovered disease cells all through my intestines, and I was left feeling weak and hopeless. But I discovered how we are empowered in our well-being. You can hear my story in another class, but for now, know that I get it. We want food to taste delicious. We want food to be good for us, and we also have busy lives. So I designed an online cooking course to help you do just this. Thank you for joining me. And when you are ready, I hope to see you in the next class. Here is to our well-being, because we are worth it.